it ahead in transition. Nice Euro step.
Now Jordan left wing. Alley-oop on the waist. Mitchell lobbed to the rim. Washington trickles out and throws it.
He'll take the three-pointer. That one drops in. What a big-time shot.
And welcome to the 2017 MAAC Basketball Championships on ESPN3 tonight from the Times Union Center in downtown Albany, New York. A first-round matchup between number 6 seed Rider and number 11 Manhattan. This is the final of our 3 first-round games here this evening. The 2 Western New York schools have already advanced on to the quarterfinal round. Niagara took out Quinnipiac, and then Canisius survived a tough test from Marist. The winner of this game between Rider and Manhattan will take on 3rd seed Iona in Saturday's 7 o'clock quarterfinal game. And welcome everybody. Doug Sherman along with Rob Kennedy. And this game is going to be the ultimate contrast in styles. I mean, Rider over its last 3 games averaging 98 points per game, while Manhattan is Manhattan. They're going to want to grind it out.
And certainly tempo will be a big part of it. They met just a couple of games ago, and it was 2 completely different halves. Manhattan scored 50 points in the first half, and then Rider came back and tagged them for 50 in the second half. You know, if you're like prize fights where it's all about styles, this will be an interesting matchup.
Okay, and let's take a look at our I Love New York key players for this ball game.
Well, starting off with Manhattan, Zane Waterman has been good all season long, but he's been great against the Rider Bronx. He's averaged 32.5 points per game and 8 rebounds in their 2 meetings. The junior having a terrific year, honored at the end of the season by being selected onto the MAAC 3rd team, despite the fact that the Jaspers are the 11 seed. On the other side, Jimmy Taylor has finished up a terrific senior career in style. He's been averaging 25 points per game over the last 6. Doug shooting it at 65% from the floor and 64% from beyond the three-point line. Both these guys put up good numbers throughout the season and even better numbers as we got down to the end of the regular season. Both trying to continue that trend here late.
Our I Love New York key players. New York State, it's all here. It's only here. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by BSN Sports. And for Manhattan College, Rob, this is their 12th different starting lineup this year. Tonight going with Turner, Wilson, Usillo, Waterman, and Crawford. For Rider, not nearly as many options off the bench for Kevin Baggett, and so you go with Taylor, Jordan, Thomas, Lundy, and Carey, all good option. And as I mentioned, Rob, they come in having won 3 in a row, averaging nearly 100 points per game, and that offense has cranked back up with Stevie Jordan back in that starting lineup.
Yeah, much different with him in the starting lineup. He was out for 4 games, then didn't start. They were 1-4 in those 5 games when he was not in the starting lineup.
60-year head coach Steve Masiello has won a pair of MAAC tournament championships as head coach of the Jaspers. Kevin Baggett looking to get Rider to its first. They've been to the championship game twice at Rider, but have never won it all to go on to represent this league in the NCAA tournament. Manhattan, a charter member of the MAAC. Rider joined 20 years ago. This is the 50th meeting. And in postseason play, they have split the difference 1-1. Rider is the 6th seed. Manhattan as the 11 seed. Rider in its home whites, Manhattan in its road greens, and we're underway. Game 3 of our first round here in Albany. So defensively, what do you think we're going to see out of the Jaspers in their bid to try and slow this freight train down?
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to see the aggressive attacking zone defense that Steve Masiello's teams have become known for. But the one thing that they have not done this year is they have not guarded the three-point line out of the zone defense. They are last in the MAAC in three-point percentage defense at over 39% on the year.
And there is Tyler Wilson, who already has 2 MAAC championships on his resume from his freshman and sophomore year, doing what he and the Jaspers do, turn you over.
Yeah, Wilson 7-1 in his career in MAAC tournament play.
Usillo missed the layup off the nice feed from Turner. And here is Stevie Jordan, a member of the All-MAAC team. Offensive foul, second forced turnover by Mr. Wilson.
Well, Jordan with a head of steam. He's as quick as anybody, but Wilson, his foot speed can match it. He got to that position first. Good call by Brian Dorsey to send it the other way.
And both Wilson and Crawford have been part of a lot of MAAC tournament wins. Calvin Crawford in the starting lineup again tonight, coming off a terrific close to the regular season. Here is the junior forward from Middletown, New York. 2-0 Jaspers.
Well, last time these two teams met, he went for 17 points, including 15 in the first 10 minutes of that ball game.
He was a key reserve as a freshman on the 2015 MAAC title team that went on to the NCAA tournament. Taylor's first shot attempt, long, tracked down by Jordan. Norval Carey looked like he had a shot at it. Instead, it's Wilson. Well, since Tyler Wilson is not that much of a threat to shoot the basketball, particularly anywhere outside 5-10 feet, I feel like if you're getting the offense they're getting from Waterman and from Turner and now from Crawford, you can better afford to have him on the floor doing all of the intangible things. Here's Turner, just beat the shot clock. Here's Khalil Thomas, named third team all-conference earlier this week. Norval Carey. Boy, if he had been playing all season like he has the last few weeks, he'd have been on an all-conference team.
Yeah, last 7 games averaging 16 points and over 7 boards and was aggressive. Went right through the contact to finish strong.
Grad transfer from Southern Miss makes it 2-2. Carey on the year has his numbers up to 11 points and 7 rebounds a game. Waterman spotting up. Jordan met at midcourt by Turner, who slows him down. Puts his chest out and says, you're not going any farther.
And you got to be careful. He's already picked up 1 shot.
Long lob pass to Thomas and a foul. Waterman picks up the foul. Defensively, what can Zane Waterman do to try and slow down Khalil Thomas on the block?
Well, it's going to be out of the zone, so you're going to get support, whether it's guys raking down on the basketball from the wing. What you got to do is you got to try to make sure that you push him off the spot before the catch. If he catches it that deep, you're in trouble.
And there is the senior from Parkway, Florida. Leads the MAAC in double-doubles this season with 11. Well, Manhattan is the 11 seed after all of the tiebreaker scenarios between the Jaspers and Marist were exhausted, and so they had a coin flip, which Manhattan lost, and so the Jaspers are the 11 seed here, playing Ryder.
These two teams split in the regular season, including that wild one a couple of days ago down in Lawrenceville.
Taylor gets bumped off the ball by Crawford, and he recovers. 16:45 to go first half. Lob into Carey. You hear a cry from the Manhattan bench screaming 3 seconds, but again, Norval Carey carving out space and making himself big in the lane.
And he's just playing so much more aggressive. He's demanding the basketball, shaping up in the low post.
Carey had a career-high 20 at Iona, and then again at Quinnipiac in 2 of the last 3 regular season games. It's a sign of the aggression for the young man out of the British Virgin Islands.
Remember, they've got a few accomplished seniors on this team. Sometimes it's hard to send those seniors home in tournament play.
Taylor, Xavier Lundy, Khalil Thomas. Carey is a grad student. Turner's pass knocked away. Taylor.
Wow, that is a tough finish through contact, but that's what he has been doing. Playing his best basketball. He's got 1,500 points in his career. He's top 10 all-time scoring list at Ryder, but he has played his best basketball in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's 15-14 for him now, 1,514 and counting. Crawford step back from the baseline. Jordan with another rebound.
And here's where Ryder wants to rush the ball up the floor, not allow Manhattan zone to set.
Lundy's shot misses. Thomas Capuano off the bench for the Jaspers grabbed it. Ahmed Ishmael, a 7-foot 2-inch center from Egypt, has also come into the game.
You see Manhattan content to bring the basketball back out, force Ryder to guard it for all 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Now that shot clock has 5 on it. Crawford's got to hoist it. Good defense by Ryder. Bronx up 4 with the basketball. Thomas had it knocked away. Capuano comes away with it.
Can't have unforced turnovers because you know that Manhattan's so good at getting their hands on basketballs, going to come up with steals. Can't just give it away like that.
Capuano did the tough part, then missed the layup. Nice little hesitation to shed Jordan, but he couldn't lay it in.
And Doug, both these teams seem a little gassed right now. They've got a stoppage at the next whistle. Good pace and good energy.
Another poke away by Manhattan. Turner absorbs the contact, missed another layup, and then Crawford, hustling back, is going to be called for the over-the-back foul. A lot of energy expended here through the first 6 minutes. Right now, Jimmy Taylor and the Ryder Bronx up 4 early over Manhattan.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best, while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history, where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Want to achieve more than you ever thought possible? At Canisius College, you can. A Canisius education is packed with extraordinary opportunities like top-level scientific research, global service experiences, and real-world connections. Want to intern at a Fortune 500 company? Want to get into the best medical and law schools? Want to be a champion for social justice? You can. Here.
I'm in there as Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi.
MAAC basketball is brought to you by Geico. I love New York. New York State. It's all here. It's only here. Visit iloveny.com. Life Storage. It's your life. Store it with care. And UHY, the leading choice for professional tax and business consulting services. UHY. Experience the next level of service. Jimmy Taylor and the Ryder Bronx with a 6-2 lead, and as we said before the break, Taylor has, with this wonderful flourish to close out his senior year, cracked the top 10 all-time on what's a very impressive all-time scoring list at Ryder.
And he's moved up from 34th to start this season, passing guys all the way along the way. And I'll tell you what, if they can get a little run here in the MAAC tournament, he's going to move up that list again the way he's been scoring it, averaging over 25 a game in their last 6 ball games.
And that includes a career-high 37 points against Quinnipiac back on February the 11th in a wild 112-107 victory.
And also 28 against Iona and 28 against Manhattan.
Keelan Washington Ives into the game, so now 2 point guards out there together for Ryder, and that's another Bronx turnover.
Another turnover, but good look by Stevie Jordan. Lundy couldn't make the catch.
Aaron Walker Jr., freshman from Brooklyn, into the game. And he'll head to the line to shoot 2. Well, Manhattan can turn you over as well as anybody, but if you can't make shots, it's going to be hard to win the game. And Manhattan is 1 for 10 from the floor to start this game.
But pace is right where they want.
Yep.
6'2". Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
But eventually, pace or no pace, you're going to have to put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, and certainly they've got guys that can do that. As we said, Waterman, he's gone for 30 both times against the Bronx.
Washington Ives with a terrific look and a strong finish by the freshman Tyre Marshall.
And talking to Kevin Baggett, he said that was one of the keys. They've got to rush the ball up the floor, make them pay for their extended pressure.
Well, you've got 2 guys on the floor now who in recent games have gone for double-figure assists. Jordan, in the finale, had 13 assists, a career high. And Keelan Washington Ives, while making 5 starts earlier in league play, well, he wound up having back-to-back double-doubles, including 12 assists against Quinnipiac.
Yeah, when Jordan was out for those 4 games, Washington Ives more than stepped up. Yeah, so between the 2 of them, they've got 5 games of double-digit assists. That's pretty impressive.
Crawford will replace Waterman. Jordan works the baseline to the reverse. Thomas and Crawford battled for it. It comes to Jordan. And free throws upcoming for Marshall.
Tell you what, neither team conceding anything inside. Every shot in the paint's got multiple guys going up and challenging it. See Ryder with the big rebounding advantage. One of the reasons why is because Manhattan's missed so many shots here to start things off. And Marshall has struggled all season long from the foul line, just 32% on the season. When the ball leaves his hands, it does not look like it's going in.
And outside of that, he's really had a solid freshman year. 1 for 2 from the line. His average will go up.
Says take that as he swishes it in. But you're right, he's got a good upside potential. But as a big, you got to be able to convert from the foul line because you know it starts becoming hack-a-shack when you're at 33%.
He's a young man who's dropped 80 pounds since high school. And Ishmael, while banging inside with Marshall, is called for the foul. John Gaffney with the call, the veteran official on the baseline. How does he determine, is it who initiated that contact on the post, who was more aggressive on the post or overly aggressive?
Yeah, and also whether or not you get that off arm away from your body as you're posting up. Looks like Ishmael may have done that.
Marshall. Jordan. Ball ping-pongs out of bounds. Back to the Jaspers.
It is a frantic pace on the floor and on the bench for Manhattan as well. Like everybody was up yelling, screaming, getting guys going out. Good energy from the Jaspers out of their zone.
One guy who we won't see who could have really helped this year for Manhattan, Rich Williams, senior from Brooklyn, who's been out all season with a knee injury. Had a surgery on the meniscus before the start of the year. He's been healthy for a few weeks now, but too much of the season was gone, and he'll redshirt this year, come back full strength for a full year next season. Marshall lays it in. Five points for Marshall, and that leads us to break. 11-5, Ryder on top of Manhattan.
Stevie, you got to love you guys' energy on the defensive end. What do you have to do different on the offensive end?
Finish some layups. We had some easy looks. We were dismissing, but I like where we are defensively. We got to block out and get to the lane a little bit. We're letting them throw it inside too easily.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Rider 11, Manhattan 5. We go over to Rob with Jasper's head coach, Steve Masiello.
Stevie, you got to love you guys' energy on the defensive end. What do you have to do different on the offensive end?
Finish some layups. We had some easy looks. We were dismissing, but I like where we are defensively. We got to block out and get to the lane a little bit. We're letting them throw it inside too easily.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Well, the NCAA tournament, March Madness, heading back to Buffalo March 16th and the 18th. Later this month, and you can be there to share the experience with your family and friends. Simply visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets for ticket and hospitality options. I know as we see the pep band coming with a little different look. I know you're going to be in Glendale, Arizona for the Final Four again this year, Coach Kennedy. Do you have any plans to be anywhere else along the way on the road to the Final Four?
Well, the East Region's in the Garden, so
yes.
Got to get there. Can't miss that one.
Yep.
That'll be a heck of a spectacle. Nothing like basketball. College basketball in the Garden's as good as it gets.
As long as St. John's isn't playing.
Oh, come on. Playing a little bit better. Freshman duo doing a good job.
They are.
Trying to get back to respectability.
Walker for three. He's been a great find off the bench with now 7 of their 8 points.
A good job by Marshall to stay with it after he was blocked on the initial attempt. Yeah, Walker's given him some scoring punch, and when he scores it from outside, that's a bonus. Just 25% on the season from deep.
Yeah, I should say 6 of their 8 points as Capuano missed from the corner. Anthony Durham, a junior guard from Philly, is into the game now with the basketball for the Bronx.
It's a Rider team that does not have a whole lot of depth, but you've got to get guys in and out of the ball game to keep fresh legs.
Nice little burst again by the freshman. Walker's got 8.
And that's what he does best, like most New York City guards. Off the bounce, attacking the rim.
Washington eyes missed the leaner. How about Tyre Marshall? Already 9 points on the board for somebody averaging only 3 and change.
And as we said, he's got a good upside. He's come on late in his freshman season.
Goes Walker again. This time the help defender Marshall forces the ball out of his hands, but then in recovery Marshall commits the foul. It's a tough job. I mean, he did the right things, and then all of a sudden, oh geez, my guy's got it, I got to get over there. You get there a split second late, you get the foul for doing the right thing.
And that's the difference between being a freshman and a senior. Start playing angles better, get a little quicker. All that time in the weight room.
Yep.
You're certainly going to have to spend as much time in the offseason, continue to get bigger, stronger, get a little bit quicker. Maybe you now get to that spot and don't pick up the bumping foul.
And so Marshall, the freshman, goes out. 5th-year senior Carey comes back. Just past the midpoint of the first half. Boy, Walker is just relentless with his pursuit of the paint since coming off the bench. He's out of Cardozo High School, Brooklyn native. Played a couple of seasons actually at Archbishop Malloy in Queens before transferring to Cardozo. Turner still looking for his first points.
He's off balance because he was so worried about stepping behind the three-point line.
The lane opened up wide for Khalil Thomas.
Well, you can get the ball into the high post against that zone, but what are you going to do with it when you get there? Thomas has turned it over a couple of times. That time he made good on the finish himself.
And off of that, the best rim protector for the Jaspers, Ishmael, goes back to the scorer's table. Waterman, tough shot off the glass.
Yeah, he felt contact, and when you do that, that's why you got to put it on the glass to give it a chance.
Out of Kernersville Glen High School in Winston-Salem, first 2 points for Waterman, named third team all-conference. Blocking foul on the pass will go against Capuano.
There's Waterman. Good ball fake to get that first step, and then you're right, he just kind of gathered it, threw it up against the glass to get the finish.
Last 3 games, Waterman averaging over 25 points, 6 of 11 from beyond the three-point line. And you remember that crazy game against Ryder where he went for 35, his career high, in only 27 minutes. And that was the game that Teddy Valentine wouldn't let end. Added at least 30 minutes to it.
It's not the first or last time.
Here's Ishmael posting up. Instead, Turner pulls the trigger. Norval Carey, that fifth-year senior, just secures it before he even lands.
Yeah, that was a man's rebound right there.
Reach-in foul. Wilson didn't agree.
Boy, Wilson's got such quick hands, and how about the strength of his hands as well? He looked like he got a piece of the arm, but boy, you pick up the basketball against Wilson, you better be strong with it.
Well, you played a little bit of college basketball at Columbia back in the day. What would you have done as a guard trying to handle against Wilson?
Oh, I would have just
hand it to him?
Turned it over. Go the other way.
He's not the kind of guy who you're going to have a comfortable 40 minutes at the office.
No, and that's what he's done his entire career. He's one of those guys who's maximized his abilities. 6th all-time in assists here at Manhattan. And as we said, most impressive, 7-1 in MAAC tournament play, including 2 championships.
And he's got a great set of parents guiding the way. His mom, Natasha's never missed a game. Dad, Marion, is a bus driver, and they make it to just as many Manhattan Jaspers games as humanly possible. Wilson's winding down what's been a very fruitful college career. Waterman got a good look and buried it.
Yeah, good defensive possession for Ryder. They look like Manhattan on that possession. Scrambling out of the zone defense. Got a perfect trap on the double against Turner, but it turned into a 3 for Waterman.
Looked like Capuano may have been in there with a hand to poke it away.
It looked like it was going to be a turnover. Instead, good extra pass by Capuano. That's what Waterman's been doing. 37% from beyond the 3, his 40th 3 on the season. So he is a stretch 4-man.
Taylor with the layup, and he'll head to the line.
And he gets it because he moves without the basketball on the baseline out of bounds. Most of the time you come free because of a screen. That was just an individual effort by Jimmy Taylor to get himself wide open.
Crawford, all he could do was commit his 2nd foul. That allows 3 points for Ryder. The lead up to 9.
And Crawford's got to be careful. He can't pick up his 3rd foul because we're struggling offensively. He's one of the guys that can get going as far as scoring the basketball.
Whoever survives this one gets Iona in the Saturday 7 o'clock quarterfinal. You talk about the defensive intensity on both ends of the floor. You see it right there again for Ryder. Taylor draws the charge as we head to break.
So, Mr. Harris, we have your fingerprints on the safe, a photo of you opening the safe, a post using the hashtag #JustRobbedTheSafe. So, what are we supposed to think?
Switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance.
Excellent point. Case dismissed.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
There's one state that has more ski mountains to choose from than any other in the country. And that's not the only thing you can only find in New York State. You can find it all, only in New York. New York, it's all here. It's only here. Plan your winter getaway at iloveny.com.
The MAAC has teamed up with Sport Changes Life to send 2 scholars to the Victory Scholarship Program. Scholars receive the opportunity to play and coach their favorite sport while earning a master's degree at one of 4 universities in Ireland. Head to sportchangeslife.com for more information in becoming a Victory Scholar. And Rob will tell you, one of the student athletes who's gotten that opportunity this year, remember Ryan Oliver?
Sure.
Graduated last year from Siena after a real good 4-year run with the Saints, and he is over in Ireland getting his master's degree, so a wonderful program there. Head to sportchangeslife.com for more information. As you mentioned, Jimmy Taylor and the Ryder Bronx trying to extend his career, although with a 17-14 overall record, 10-10 in league play, even if they don't win the whole thing here this week, you've got to figure they might have some basketball still ahead in the postseason, right?
Yeah, certainly a possibility.
But they want to be the team that comes from the 6th seed to win the MAAC championship.
Well, Marshall into double figures already. He is certainly giving them a lift.
I believe that's a new career high already with 7:20 to go in the first half.
I thought they'd pound it inside to Khalil Thomas as well as Norval Carey have both been playing so well. Who knew it was going to be Marshall coming off the bench that would give them all those points in the paint.
That's why they play the games. Wilson, strong lefty finish using his right arm to make sure he had space.
After turning the basketball over early, Ryder has cleaned that up. They've been stuck on 5 turnovers for a while. Remember, most of those turnovers were from their bigs, mishandling the basketball at the high post.
And indeed, the 11 points for Tyre Marshall is a new career high. And in traffic, the finish by Carey.
Yeah, it was a finish by Carey, but the guy that started the play was Washington Ives. Great dribble penetration, great dump ball.
And you can see his vision. He made a couple of passes in that set through traffic that I don't think a lot of guys would see.
Yeah, they've got 2 point guards that can make a lot happen with their dribble penetration in Jordan and Washington Ives.
Wilson protects the ball, puts it up on the glass, no. Waterman. And a charge is called. And again, it's the freshman Marshall in the right place at the right time.
I'm not so sure about that one.
And so it is foul number 2 on the all-conference forward. And Waterman will come out. Wilson heads to the bench. Turner and Capuano in the backcourt for Manhattan, trying to stay with Taylor, Jordan, and Washington Ives. Under 6 minutes here in the half. Jordan, tough pass. Crawford defended nicely. and forces the turnover.
Remember Crawford playing with those 2 fouls, still being aggressive.
Crawford was a reserve on the 2015 MAAC champion. Turner draws contact and will shoot 2. Haven't talked so much yet tonight about Xavier Turner, who did not make any of the All-MAAC teams, although he certainly could have, averaging over 15 points per game. Junior from Indianapolis, who transferred out of Ball State after 2 years. This is first season after the transfer year. What does he bring to the table at the point for Steve Masiello?
Oh, he gives him scoring. That was just said, averaging over 15 points per game. The win earlier this year against Rider, he had 23. One of the big reasons why they were able to win at home. And what he does as well is he gets to the foul line. When he gets there, he converts. 166 trips to the line coming into tonight. Second best in the league at 88%.
It seems to me that this year we have more excellent foul shooters in this league than we've had in a long time. Xavier Lundy. Taylor tries to avoid the over and back, throws it right to Capuano. Five minutes left in the half. Manhattan down 9 with a basketball. A.K. Ojo sets a screen, and 3 men around him wind up on the floor. It's on Marshall. Number 2 for Marshall.
Kevin Baggett trying to show him how to defend on that high ball screen. You were asking before what Turner does. He puts pressure on the defense because he's got that scorer's mentality, and by doing that, gets himself back to the line for a 1-1 situation.
He goes to the line as much as anybody when he's right and doing his thing.
And their last ball game to finish up the regular season in that loss at Iona, he had just 2 points and was just 1 for 10 from the field.
Turner gets encouragement from his coach on the way out as Wilson returns. Anthony Durham also back in for Ryder. Lundy turns and shoots. And a foul on the rebound. Wilson raises his right hand to say it was me. That's his second. And Taylor heads back to the foul line. 10th in the league in scoring this year at 15.7 per game. And to me, Rob, he quietly has gotten 1,500 career points. He jumped in as a real good freshman on the All-MAAC rookie team.
And then for 2 years, his numbers just kind of settled down, right? He had to average double figures right off the bat as a freshman. You thought he was going to maybe make a big step, because what you see now is what I kind of thought you might see from him by last year, but he has finished up strong here as a senior.
And 1,500 points is a lot of points.
It's been a bit of a compiler, no question about it, but
so what?
Yep, exactly. Doesn't matter how you get there. 1,500 points is 1,500 points.
3 to shoot. Usillo puts it up. Ojo knocks it back and out of bounds.
That's the guy that the Bronx need to get going. When Xavier Lundy is aggressive and when he's scoring the basketball, that's when they average 98 points over the last couple of games.
Contested shot off the mark by Durham. Capuano's been active, gets another rebound for the Jaspers. Wilson just goes right down the lane. Thomas had to back off because he didn't have position. It's an easy two.
He put Thomas right in jail by going right at the shot blocker.
Media timeout with Tyler Wilson, the senior from the Bronx, dreaming of could they possibly win a third MAAC tournament in his college career, hanging in there here tonight in the first round.
We see the world differently. Where some see challenge, we see opportunity. We use the lessons of the past to drive our vision of the future. We are a global gateway, a classroom and laboratory, retreat and home. We stand up, step forward, and fight the good fight to prepare tomorrow's leaders and visionaries. We are a gale force that breaks down barriers to move the world.
Oh, yes. There you go. Little dribble drive.
Feel the intensity of NCAA March Madness.
That's a three.
You've got to see it to believe it. The 2017 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship first and second rounds. March 16th and 18th at the Key Bank Center in Buffalo. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets for your seats today.
Fulfill your educational goals on a 22-acre private residential campus just minutes away from the world's economic, cultural, communications, and entertainment center, New York City. For more than 160 years, Manhattan College has promised a Lasallian Catholic education featuring 5 schools of study that challenge students to excel academically while providing career opportunities second to none. Find out what Manhattan College can promise your future.
The 2017 MAAC Golf Championships head to Lake Buena Vista, Florida to compete on Disney's beautiful Magnolia Golf Course April 20th through the 23rd. You can check out highlights of the golf action following each day's competition on ESPN3. For more information, visit MAACsports.com/golf. It has felt like golf weather here in upstate New York for the better part of the last week and a half as the Jaspers band having a little fun. Although today,
a little dip out there.
Winter came back with a vengeance.
I walked out of the hotel, walked not far of a walk down here to the arena.
Should have called me for a ride.
Yeah, I should have put a coat on. I'm not sure I need a ride, but it might have been smarter to put the overcoat on.
I'll give you a ride back.
Yeah, my man. Wow. It's only a block. I think I'll survive.
Oh, with that wind today, I don't know if it's still windy out there, but I think the temperature was in the mid-30s today, but with that wind, the wind chills had to be really February, March-like. Ryder on top 7 with the basketball. Xavier Lundy, fortunate not to have lost that ball. He changed his mind while initially trying to pass it and bailed out with a foul call against A.K. Ojo, the 6'10 sophomore from Nigeria.
Tell you what, when you're getting ready to prepare against Manhattan, you got to prepare to handle the basketball. You got to be strong with it. You also got to practice your foul shooting because you're going to the line a lot because the Jaspers foul as much as anybody. And for Ryder, foul shooting's been a problem all season long. Dead last in the MAAC at 67%. That could be a factor as this game wears on.
Thomas perfect so far tonight at 64% on the year. Crawford all alone. Look at the hustle by Turner. Looked like the ball was coming back to Taylor, and out of nowhere, number 3 in green came diving into the picture. And so back he goes to the free throw line.
Well, long rebound, and all the bigs of Ryder. Nobody got a hand up to come up with the rebound. Taylor a little late getting there because of the quickness of Turner.
Xavier Pert has come into the game for the first time, replacing Ojo, another one of the bigs for the Jaspers. All 6 Turner points have come from the foul line. Well, wouldn't you love to have the quick twitch muscles that Stevie Jordan has? He changes direction as quickly as anybody. Here he is.
And he needs them against those guards of Manhattan. And no need to foul there. You got him going right where you want, but you just keep sliding with him and body up. That's a foul.
First foul on Pert, the junior from Miami. And it's a 2-shot foul. As Manhattan has now been called for 10 team fouls. First point for the freshman from Bensalem, Pennsylvania. 1 out of 2 for Jordan. Jaspers hanging around, down by 8. Final 2.5 minutes here in the first. Pert going to be called for his second foul on an illegal screen. Thomas. And that time the call goes for Pert. Personal number 2 on Thomas, who will head to the bench with Marshall returning.
Well, Thomas was aggressive. I mean, he was going and attacking. But credit Pert, giving up his body after he just picked up 2 quick fouls. Not afraid to take the contact.
500 pounds of man right
there. That was a lot going on there. Not an easy game to officiate, I'll tell you that. It's physical.
Ucilla. Outlet to Lundy. Has to track it down near the corner. And his pass back allows Ryder to reset.
Yeah, Lundy just seems out of sorts here in the first half.
Well, that could get him going. First 2 points for the senior from Paulsboro, New Jersey.
He moved without the basketball, went back door and able to finish it. Let's see if that gets him into the game.
And he went for 19 against Canisius a couple of weeks ago, all in the first half. So he can heat up in a hurry.
But then only took 3 shot attempts in the second half. He has the ability to disappear, which is so strange. He's a guy that scored over 2,000 points in high school. Yet at times he just doesn't have that scorer's mentality anymore.
Lundy averages just under 11 points per game. Carey called for his first, and it's the 10th on the Bronx. And so the sophomore from Hastings, New York, Thomas Capuano, hits the first.
As you always like to point out, went to Iona Prep and then Manhattan College.
I don't get that. That's like me going to Georgetown Prep before going to Syracuse. That's crazy. If there even is such a thing as Georgetown Prep.
There is such a thing as Georgetown Prep.
Wouldn't have happened. They could have offered me a full scholarship. Still wouldn't have happened. Can't see. Although I'm guessing Thomas Capuano, when he went to Iona Prep, didn't know he was going to wind up in Manhattan College. Whoa, Jordan's pass a little too tall for the 5'9" Keelan Washington Ives.
And what's strange is they've turned the basketball over here, but a few of them have been unforced. Early on, it was steals. They were raking the basketball out of the high post, but the last 3 turnovers from their guards have just been throwaways that were unnecessary.
And 9 turnovers so far committed by Ryder. Wilson somehow got that up and over Marshall and in the hole.
I think he was just figuring, you know what, if I throw it on the rim, maybe we'll get an offensive rebound.
Instead, it found the net. 6 points for Wilson. Capuano with the steal. 10 turnovers now by the Bronx.
And that's what they do. They dive to the level of the basketball, and they're so active. Great hustle by Capuano.
Just about 8 seconds difference between the two clocks. Turner with 10 on the shot clock to work. Here comes the ball screen. Turner draws a crowd, and we've got a reach-in foul.
That's where Marshall stood up, and as soon as he stands up, he's in trouble. Picks up his 3rd foul there, and that could be a factor because he's been a factor offensively scoring the basketball with a new career high already.
Yeah, he's got 11 points, and will take them back to the bench after this first free throw. Well, Rob, right on cue, you started talking about Turner's ability to get to the free throw line, and well, this is his 4th trip. He's a perfect 7 for 7, and what do you know? The Jaspers are chipping away.
And listen, they may be down by 5 right now, but they got this game right where they wanted. They wanted a grinder, tough game, and pace is certainly in their favor right now.
Are you saying they would rather be where they are right now than having scored 53 first-half points at Ryder a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I do.
Probably.
Yeah, because that's just not how they're going to they're not going to score 100 and outscore people. This is where they're most dangerous.
Samson Usilo, sophomore from Nigeria, picks up the foul. Keelan Washington eyes. Turner returns in place of Naquan Council, who, by the way, that young man sitting right there is just over an hour away from his 20th birthday. Might still be on the court.
There's no question about that. Especially way these two teams are playing physical, put pressure on the officials to blow the wind. You could call a foul on just about every possession here in this first half.
Capuano dribbled out of bounds. Stevie Jordan and Xavier Lundy forcing that turnover. Or not. Then what was the stoppage, Rob?
You got me confused.
Capuano catch and shoot. 6-point game at halftime. It's the Ryder Bronx 37 and the Manhattan Jaspers 31. Iona awaits the winner of this one in a Saturday 7 o'clock MAAC quarterfinal. Ryder's been playing from in front, but Manhattan is hanging around. Jaspers trying to pull the upset and move on to the quarters. Back with our halftime report right after this.
Aaron, you guys were struggling offensively early, and then you were able to put the ball to the floor and get into lanes. How were you able to do that?
Like Coach said, when he goes to the bench, he wants us to get better. And offensively, he just wants me to stay in attack mode, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And you guys coming into the game, tempo was going to be important. You like the way you guys have been able to control tempo so far?
Yeah, I like it so far. I think we can do a little more, speed the game up a little bit, more sporadic defensively, offensively, try and get some more fast breaks, and just that's it really.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy, you guys obviously have the lead here at the half. Any concern, though, about the pace? You guys have been averaging 98 points per game the last 3. It's going to be hard to get to that number with this pace.
Yeah, Manhattan's definitely going to press a lot. They're going to try to force turnovers, but we just got to be good at handling the pressure and just taking the open shots. We're fine right now. The goal is to just make sure we get stops and just limit their second chance opportunities and just knock down open shots.
And you guys have so many seniors. You've got a lot of experience. How important is that for you coming here, wanting to make sure that you don't have your career end?
Yeah, it's very good to have veterans, to stay poised and get these young guys to understand that, if you just stay poised and handle the pressure, just follow our lead, everything will be all right.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Basketball Championships. Times Union Center, Albany, New York. Halftime of our third first-round game with Manhattan trailing Rider 37-31. We go over to Rob with Jasper's freshman guard, Aaron Walker.
Aaron, you guys were struggling offensively early, and then you were able to put the ball to the floor and get into lanes. How were you able to do that?
Like Coach said, when he goes to the bench, he wants us to get better. And offensively, he just wants me to stay in attack mode, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And you guys coming into the game, tempo was going to be important. You like the way you guys have been able to control tempo so far?
Yeah, I like it so far. I think we can do a little more, speed the game up a little bit, more sporadic defensively, offensively, try and get some more fast breaks, and just that's it really.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
The Jaspers and the Bronx looking to survive to play Saturday against Iona. There you see what we've got already in the books. The two Western New York teams advancing. Niagara, no trouble with Quinnipiac, pulling away in the second half, 88-69. And then Canisius held off a furious charge by Marist to win 77-73. We will see the top two seeds tomorrow beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern. The two-time defending regular season champion Monmouth Hawks will face Niagara, and that'll be followed by the number 2 seed St. Peter's Peacocks, who will face Canisius, and then the winner of those quarterfinals will have a day off Saturday before getting back onto the floor Sunday for the semifinal round. When we come back, we will be joined by a very special guest from Marist College, the Director of Athletics, Tim Murray. You won't want to miss it. Back after this.
You must do the thing you think you cannot do.
The mind is everything. What you think, you become.
It is not best that we should all think alike.
He who learns but does not think is lost.
The main purpose of life is to live rightly, think rightly, act rightly.
Oh, the things you could think of if only you try.
There is Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi. Carve your own path or prepare for the next surge in your career at Monmouth University. Located along New Jersey's coastline, this beautiful campus is just 1 hour from New York and Philadelphia. Monmouth University offers a welcoming and dynamic setting for student development, innovative academic programs, nationally ranked Division I sports, and renowned faculty make this private university a great place to find your future. Take root, make waves, and become a part of something bigger. See the difference at monmouth.edu.
Oh, that's lovely.
So graceful.
The corkscrew spin, flawless.
His signature move, the Flying Dutchman. Poetry in motion.
And there it is, the baby bird.
Breathtaking.
A sumo wrestler figure skating? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Heather saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Oh, yes. There you go. Little dribble drive.
Feel the intensity of NCAA March Madness.
That's a three.
You've got to see it to believe it. The 2017 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship first and second rounds. March 16th and 18th at the Key Bank Center in Buffalo. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets for your seats today.
Halftime in Albany, Rider 37, Manhattan 31. The winner here advances to the quarterfinals to face Iona. And we're pleased now to be joined by the longtime Director of Athletics at Marist College, Tim Murray. Your other title, it says Women's Basketball Committee Chair. So let's talk a little women's basketball. How is the next bid for the MAAC Basketball Championships being developed? Is it a joint format, and how does that work?
Well, one of the things that we've done as a league, particularly in response to the men's side with Monmouth last year, getting really close, we're taking a really hard look at who we're scheduling to make sure that we're positioning our team as best we can, for number one, to get into the NCAA tournament, get a better seed, and then number two, hopefully at some point, get a second team in. So, scheduling is important. And that's one of the things that we're taking a really hard look at with our strategic plan.
Is it just as important on the women's side as on the men's side when it comes to this sort of thing and the analytics that wind up breaking down whether you get in or you don't get in?
It's a heck of a lot easier to win a game as a 13 or a 12 seed than it is as a 15 and a 16 seed.
Sure.
So, yeah, and fortunately we've had the opportunity with our women's program over the years to put ourselves in a position where we were looking at seeds and trying to get a little bit better seeds. So it really does make a big difference. The year that we went to the Sweet 16 and having an opportunity to play in Ohio State as a 4 seed, much different than playing a 1 or a 2 seed. So, yeah, it really does. And, I think we've spent a great deal of time on it as a conference, and I think it's hopefully we'll see the results. Now, it's not something you necessarily see in year one.
Sure.
But over time, I think we'll it forces the coaches to really challenge themselves with their schedule. It puts an emphasis on the better teams to play better teams. And at the same time, it allows your teams like our men's program that's struggled a little bit to play a schedule that's a little bit softer to get the wins, because you got to win. And it also forces us to play either neutral site games or games at home. Scheduling's not easy.
No.
Getting home games is not easy. But it's something that if you make it a priority and you make it a focus with the league, we got a better chance of getting it.
I like it. Thank you very much.
Well,
I appreciate it. You want to stay for the second half?
Yeah, I'll take
Kennedy's
over for
tired.
Rob.
Where's Rob? He's gone.
He's getting old. He can't hang it.
Yeah, he's over there having. Oh, he's sitting with Darge. Why don't you stay?
Let's go.
Why don't you stay?
This is a good game.
It is.
We got Manhattan. They're playing pretty well. Ryder kind of let him back in the game here late in the first half. But this will be a good run.
I'm telling you, Kennedy's out of here. I like this. All right, we'll come back. We might have more analysis from this guy.
Well, Julianne's pretty good, right?
We keep her on Friday nights, special on Friday nights. So Thursday is devoted to you.
But where did she learn it from?
Marist College.
I'll leave it at that, Doug.
Back after this.
If you can play in the MAAC.
We pledge to respect everyone.
We pledge to support the LGBTQ athletes.
We pledge to create a safe and inclusive environment. If you can throw,
you can throw.
If you can shoot,
you can shoot. If you can swim, you can swim.
If you can run,
you can run.
For everyone at Canisius,
Fairfield,
Iona,
Manhattan, Marist,
Monmouth,
Niagara,
Quinnipiac, Ryder,
St. Peter's,
Siena.
If you can play in the MAAC.
At Niagara University, we believe that whatever you do, you should do it with all of your heart. That before you can fly, you need to be encouraged to spread your wings. That having a few great professors can make all the difference. That while pursuing a degree fit for the 21st century, you should learn a little about yourself too. And that feeling prepared can take you places you never thought you'd go. Are you ready to feel the power of Niagara University?
If you want to celebrate winter in a palace of ice, there's only one place to go. And that's not the only thing you can only find in New York State. You can find it all, only in New York. New York, it's all here, it's only here. Plan your winter getaway at iloveny.com.
There is Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best, while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history, where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
At Quinnipiac University, learning has no boundaries. The world is our classroom. Learning is more than just seeing new places. It's experiencing cultures, exploring professions, and making friends. It's exchanging ideas and pursuing your passions, here and there. Take a seat in our world-sized classroom. How far you go is up to you.
37-31, Rider with a 6-point lead over Manhattan in this first-round game of the MAAC Basketball Championships. And we have kicked Marist College Athletic Director Tim Murray back to the curb, and we've got Rob Kennedy back in here in the hot seat. Welcome back.
Well, I'll try to live up to the high standards that I'm sure Tim had in your interview. Maybe not.
Well, he spontaneously started breaking down the first half, but that's your job. Go ahead and tell us your thoughts on that first half.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rider's got the lead, but I think Manhattan's got the game right where they want it. This is kind of physical, grinded-out game that they thrive in.
Okay, let's show you the highlights from that first half where the lead grew to as many as 11 for Rider, but the Jaspers kept coming back.
And they kept coming back because they kept coming at you off the drive. You know, we think so much about the three ball, and certainly Walker knocked that one down, but it was their ability to get into gaps, slash. New York City guards are always known for putting the ball to the deck, getting to the rim. Walker did that. We've talked many times here about Tyler Wilson and the fact that he's the heart and soul on the defensive end. He's a winner. Well, he was also a scorer because he was a driver in that first half, trying to see if he can't come up with the third MAAC championship in his career.
Meanwhile, for Rider, they have had multiple options. We've seen terrific passing and finding a new career high for Tyre Marshall with 11 points inside.
I tell you what, he battled. He worked for it. He was 5 of 7 from the floor, was active inside, did pick up his third personal foul, so that could be a factor coming down the stretch. But you're right, his teammates have found him because he's been posting hard and he's been aggressive. So surprised that maybe he scored it, not a surprise that this guy did. Jimmy Taylor's been playing so well as of late. He had 9 points in that first half. A complete player. Can drive it, can score it at the rim, take you out beyond the three-point line. The senior star has been just that. He needs a couple of his other senior teammates to step up and play as well as he did in that first half.
And our first half stats are brought to you by I Love New York. New York State, it's all here. It's only here. 10 turnovers committed by Rider. How about an unsung hero for Manhattan? Thomas Capuano, 0 for 4 from the floor, but he's got 4 steals in 15 minutes, 3 rebounds, and an assist, helping the Jaspers to hang around.
Oh, yeah, certainly. Rider has dominated the backboards. They've got a plus 12 rebounding advantage, but they've given away those opportunities because they've turned it over 10 times.
We'll step away and come back with the start of the second half. Rider up 6 over Manhattan. Back to Albany after this. Rider 37, Manhattan 31. Before the start of the second half, let's go over to Rob with Riders Jimmy Taylor.
Jimmy, you guys obviously have the lead here at the half. Any concern, though, about the pace? You guys have been averaging 98 points per game the last 3. Going to be hard to get to that number with this pace.
Yeah, Manhattan's definitely going to press a lot. They're going to try to force turnovers, but we just got to be good at handling the pressure and just taking the open shots. We're fine right now. The goal is to just make sure we get stops and just limit their second chance opportunities and just knock down open shots.
And you guys have so many seniors. You've got a lot of experience. How important is that for you coming here, wanting to make sure that you don't have your career end?
Yeah, it's very good to have veterans, to stay poised and get these young guys to understand that, if you just stay poised and handle the pressure, just follow our lead, everything will be all right.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Jimmy Taylor with 9 points to lead the Rider Broncs, who begin the second half on defense with a 6-point lead. Capuano still looking for his first field goal, so he gets the start in the second half. And we said off the top, Manhattan is using its 12th different starting lineup to begin a game this year, and they didn't even keep it for the second half. Capuano with another rebound. Turner, Usillo, Waterman, and Crawford, the other starters for the Jaspers in their green uniforms. Turner also looking for his first made field goal. Waterman lost it out of bounds. Rider goes with Thomas, Carey, Lundy, Jordan, and Taylor. Same starting unit as we saw in the first half. High post, Carey. Capuano clears another miss. Nice look. Waterman off the feed from Capuano.
They kept Waterman bottled up in that first half, had just 5 points. Remember, this is a guy that's tagged the Broncs for 30 or more in both games.
Capuano plowed through Jordan at midcourt and gets the foul. I don't think either of them enjoyed that collision. It was a pretty good collision, and that was borne by both of them. Lundy off the shot fake. Stevie Jordan for 3. He's got it.
A good ball movement against the zone because they got it into the high post and then kicked it out.
Stevie Jordan now with 4 points after his first made field goal. Capuano gets 2 back.
With his first made field goal. Great hustle.
Usillo and Crawford wind up getting tied up together. Terrific hustle by both.
A good skip pass by Lundy to find Jordan, who steps right in to the 3-point shot. And then Capuano also finds his first made field goal of the game. That time on the drive and a good finish.
To Jordan, 15 seconds to shoot. A lot of contact all over that possession. We finally get a call.
As I said earlier, this is a tough game to officiate. Anytime you're a ref and you get the assignment, you've got Manhattan. It's not easy because the Jaspers are relentless on the defensive end and they're so darn physical defensively.
And you can't call them all, right?
No, you can't call them all. That's what happens a lot of times. Refs stop calling him, and it becomes an advantage for him.
His whole set seems disjointed from Manhattan, although they wind up getting a terrific look off the feed from Turner.
What they're doing is they're going motion early in the possession to just kind of take some time off the clock, to force Ryder to guard them, and then they got into a set and executed late.
Worked great, a.k.a. Ojo not going to get an easier 2 points.
And they've done that a lot, where they've gone motion and they're not afraid to take it down into single digits in the shot clock.
Ojo blocks it. Under 10 on the shot clock. Carey kicks back. Jordan for 3. He's got it. Second triple of the second half.
And again, this from a guy that shoots it at under 30% on the season coming in. But he's been confident stepping into those last 2 threes.
Waterman. Ojo over the back. Washington Ives comes back in for the first time here in the second for Ryder.
So after not hitting a 3 in the first half for the Ryder Broncs were just 0 for 2 in the first half from deep. A pair of threes here in the second half to start things off for Stevie Jordan.
And with that said, it's still just a 6-point game. Tyler Wilson back on the floor. Walker as well. So a fresh backcourt for Steve Masiello.
And that just means fresh legs to bother your guards out on the perimeter.
And here they come. Washington Ives kicks. Jimmy Taylor forces the blocking foul on Ojo. That is his third. So he and Crawford both on the floor with 3 fouls. Jordan trying for a hat trick. Tyler Wilson says to John Gaffney, he kicked me. And Gaffney says, no, there's a rule of verticality that you win against.
And even though Jordan's hit the last 2 threes, he's not a good enough three-point shooter to go foul him out on the perimeter. Just too many fouls here to start the second half for Steve Masiello's team. They've got 5 fouls already. We said Ryder on the season, not a very good foul shooting team. Just 67% coming into the ball game, but they've been good so far tonight. 13 for 15 in that first half, and they've continued that here in the second.
Stevie Jordan made the first, missed the second for the young man who grew up just about 10 minutes from the Ryder campus. His mom, Antoinette, played college basketball at Hampton University. She's now an AAU girls coach. And Stevie Jordan's mom is actually best friends with Coach Kevin Baggett's sister, which was the genesis of that relationship.
You never know how you're going to have a recruiting advantage, right?
Never know. Walker misfires.
That's not a good shot for him.
Carey working on Ojo. And then the foul called. Norval Carey got hit in the head on the shot, and so he'll have a pair of free throws when we come back to the Times Union Center in downtown Albany.
So, Mr. Harris, we have your fingerprints on the safe, a photo of you opening the safe, a post using the hashtag #JustRobbedTheSafe. So, what are we supposed to think?
Switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance.
Excellent point. Case dismissed.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Oh, yes. There you go. Little dribble drive.
Feel the intensity of NCAA March Madness.
That's a 3.
You've got to see it to believe it. The 2017 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship first and second rounds. March 16th and 18th at the Key Bank Center in Buffalo. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets for your seats today.
I'm in there as Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi.
Fans tune into the ESPN 3 broadcast on Friday, March 3rd. That's tomorrow. That's, my goodness, that's 11 hours from now to watch the MAAC men's and women's basketball postseason award show hosted by my partner, Rob Kennedy. He's going to have all the major award winners announced. Early wake-up call, Mr. Kennedy.
Yes. Quick turnaround.
Well, there will be some drama there tomorrow morning. Not everything is a sure bet for the awards. See the foul trouble we talked about going to break. A.K. Ojo with 4. Wilson and Crawford both with 3. With a lot of time left on the clock, 15:41 remaining in the second half. Whoever wins this game is going to have a fairly short turnaround. Have to play Saturday at 7 o'clock against an Iona team that is going to be rested and ready to go. Our 2 Friday quarterfinals are all set. Top seed Monmouth will face Niagara at 7 o'clock, and then number 2 seed St. Peter's will face Canisius at 9:30 or so. Walker. Going with 3 out and 2 in. Thomas and Carey the bigs. This is Carey. Got to the rim, but left it short.
Wow, he's got to convert that. That was a great find by Washington High.
Crawford stepped out of bounds. He was almost on the black stripe when he received it, and then stepped back and out. Here's a look at the All-MAAC first team. Tyler Nelson, Jordan Washington, Justin Robinson, the presumptive MAAC Player of the Year for the 2nd year in a row, Mike Seaborn, and Quadir Welton.
Yeah, as you said, there'll be some drama with some awards. Not going to be any drama with the Player of the Year award.
Defensive Player of the Year, 6th Man of the Year, I think are probably as open as any. Coach of the Year, too, some drama.
Yep, and remember, not just the men's award winners tomorrow, it's also all the women's award winners announced.
So again, 10:30 tomorrow morning on ESPN 3. Wilson, tough job feeding the post. Waterman unable to come up with it.
Well, tough because there were 2 white jerseys hanging all over Zane Waterman. That's what happens when you score 30 each time you meet. You're going to have a couple extra bodies running at you. Not sure how that wasn't a jump ball at some point in time.
Much better pass to handle. Walker didn't handle it well, then recovered to find Waterman.
That's about as disjointed a fast break situation as you're going to see, but it worked out well for the Jaspers.
Carey leans in. Khalil Thomas around 3 green jerseys, had it taken away by Aaron Walker Jr.
And some real missed opportunities, back-to-back possessions. Both Carey as well as Thomas not able to convert.
And so the Jaspers still down just 6.
That's what they do. They're relentless. They're going to keep coming at you.
I'll tell you, though, Ryder has shown just as much grit and scrap so far tonight. Stevie Jordan's going to be called for the foul. his second. And again, Stevie Jordan rejoined the starting lineup for Ryder for the last 3 games of the regular season, and this offense took off. Last 3 games, all wins. They shot 58% from the floor. 58% over a 3-game stretch.
And as you mentioned at the start, averaged over 98 per game in those 3. And their last 6 averaged at 92 points per game.
Capuano with Thomas on him. Three to shoot. Walker's got to put it up. Washington Ives into the freshman. Marshall keeps adding to his career high.
Oh, he's demanding the basketball as if he scores 13 every night out. Good job to post. Waterman tried to bait the official into the call as he flopped on a little bit of contact, but credit Marshall for just going right through.
Well, the Marshall, or rather the Ryder coaching staff, was on Tyree Marshall his junior year at MLK High School in Philadelphia. He was overweight at the time. They steered him toward prep school. Knew they wanted him. Lose the weight. We could have ourselves a good relationship here, and so far so good, especially tonight. His 13 points helping Ryder to an 8-point lead.
And he made the most of that prep school year at Putnam Science. Lost the weight. Worked on his offensive game. Good strip by Walker.
Yeah, that was clean. Coast to coast. And the throwdown. Kevin Baggett, not pleased, immediately goes to his bench to bring Durham back in. Once again, it's a 6-point game as we head to break. Walker, the freshman out of Cardozo High School, with 10 points and a huge spark.
If you want to celebrate winter in a palace of ice, there's only one place to go. And that's not the only thing you can only find in New York State. You can find it all, only in New York. New York, it's all here, it's only here. Plan your winter getaway at iloveny.com.
We are St. Peter's University, a place where students who are eager to learn are taught by people who care, on a campus designed for both to thrive. We're proud to offer incredible learning opportunities and life-changing experiences, and that means our students are prepared to succeed in their fields, in their communities, and all over the world. Get to know St. Peter's University, the Jesuit University of New Jersey.
With Rob Kennedy, I'm Doug Sherman. The Ryder Broncs with a 6-point lead. Folks from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, happy right now, but the team from the Bronx, New York, just continues to hang around. That's what they do.
Yep. And you've got to make sure that you do 2 things when you're playing against them, right? You've got to be physically tough. You got to be mentally tough. And this is a Ryder team that does not have a lot of depth. We saw Norville Carey come out a couple of minutes ago. He was gassed, exhausted. He missed 2 point-blank shots because he just didn't have energy. That guy's had energy. Marshall nearly 10 better than his season average. So you're going to have to utilize your bench. You're going to have to get some extra scoring. And you're going to have to play for 40 minutes against this relentless defense.
Now it helps when you've got 2 point guards who handle it and distribute it like they do, so that Jordan and Washington Ives can share some of the responsibility. Durham and Taylor also good at relieving some of that pressure. Marshall will be at the free throw line when we come back. And when we do, we will hear from Bronx head coach Kevin Baggett as his team tries to punch its ticket in the MAAC quarterfinals.
Kevin, a physical game, you know you got to be able to compete against them for 40 minutes. Do you like where you guys are right now?
No, because we're doing too much dribbling. When we were moving the ball early and spreading them out, guys were flashing in and out. We did a better job. We're trying to dribble against their pressure. That's not what's going to be good for us. We got to move the ball more.
And Marshall's giving you a big lift off the bench. Once again, posting hard, playing like a man possessed. What's been the difference for him?
Just him keeping it simple. I mean, the other guys are trying to do too much. He's just catching it and laying it in. The other guys are shot faking and everything else. Just go through the guys and lay it in.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
You're up.
The Bronx with a 47-41 lead here in Albany, and let's hear from their head coach, Kevin Baggett.
Kevin, a physical game, you know you got to be able to compete against them for 40 minutes. Do you like where you guys are right now?
No, because we're doing too much dribbling. When we were moving the ball early and spreading them out, guys were flashing in and out. We did a better job. We're trying to dribble against their pressure. That's not what's going to be good for us. We got to move the ball more.
And Marshall's giving you a big lift off the bench. Once again, posting hard, playing like a man possessed. What's been the difference for him?
Just him keeping it simple. I mean, the other guys are trying to do too much. He's just catching it and laying it in. The other guys are shot faking and everything else. Just go through the guys and lay it in.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
You're up.
Yeah, Tyre Marshall, 13 points to lead all scorers along with 4 rebounds. He is 6 for 8 from the floor, 11 minutes played. And Ryder's been doing it pretty much from the start, although shooting in the second half has not been good for the Bronx. Just 3 for 11, helping to allow Manhattan to stay within striking distance.
And Jimmy Taylor's been quiet here in the second half. He's gone scoreless in the first 9 minutes. And they need his scoring. He's too good of a player. He's not been able to get involved on the offensive end. Manhattan, despite the fact that they're just 2 of 12 from 3, getting out-rebounded by 14. They're still only down 6, now make it 7.
Tyre Marshall, the freshman from Philadelphia.
He's even making foul shots tonight, 3 out of 4.
Sure is.
This for a guy that is 32% on the season coming in.
Now 15 points. Tough pass to handle. If Ishmael hadn't been 7'2", that would have gone right out of bounds. Boy, he just keeps fighting. Then the ball gets knocked out of bounds off of Ishmael.
And that's where Thomas got to be aggressive.
Yeah.
He's caught the ball 2 times here in the last 3 minutes, right in the center of the lane, and hasn't even looked at the basket.
And was that exactly what Coach Baggett was talking about? Just take it to him?
Yeah.
As opposed to shot fake, ball fake, pass it out?
No question. At least catch, turn over his shoulder and locate the defender and locate the rim.
The fact that he knows he's got a 7'2" man on his hip, does that make it tougher for him to do that? At least in his mind?
Well, maybe in his mind, but what you got to do is he's standing up too much. You got to get yourself down. He's so much quicker, more athletic than Ishmael. But if you're standing straight up, not really wanting the basketball or demanding it in there, well, yeah, then maybe it becomes tough to score.
2 foul shots by Jimmy Taylor. His first 2 points of the second half. It's back to a double-figure lead.
The Bronx have taken advantage of the freebies from the foul line.
Walker into Waterman, and Marshall got tied up. Called for the foul. That is his 4th.
And most times it's not a big deal if you're the Ryder Bronx. Big deal here tonight, the way he's playing offensively. Surprised they didn't get a sub in there, didn't get Carey up to the table quick enough. He's going to come on in, but Marshall's got to be careful here. That's a danger zone right there.
Yep, there you go.
And that's why, as an assistant coach, somebody's got to get the sub to the table quicker. As soon as he picked up his 4th foul, one of the assistants got to send somebody in there. Even if it's a wrong guy, just get Marshall out. Instead, Marshall, with his 15 points, not going to be able to play the last 10 minutes, and that could be a big factor.
And
big mistake right there.
And credit Manhattan, whether it came from the bench or not, to go right after him.
And went after him with a guy that can score the basketball. Went right into Waterman. Well, that did not work out the way that Kevin Baggett wanted either way.
So with 10:01 on the clock, Ryder has lost its leading scorer tonight, Tyre Marshall, to 5 fouls.
And that's too bad because the freshman had one heck of a ball game.
Walker comes around the backside and takes it away from Durham. Bodies flying everywhere. Washington eyes seem to be planted in the lane 3 seconds early. No call. Play on.
And again, because there are so many fouls, figure maybe you can't call everything, but there was a lot going on. But it all started when Durham was playing around with the basketball, and Walker just stripped him.
Yep. Crawford into Ishmael. Ishmael has taken 4 3-point shots this year, made 1, but nobody from Ryder believed he'd tee it up. Walker, a tough step back 3. Rebound Thomas.
And that's not his game.
Wow. Another bullet pass. Carey, though, just pulls it back out to Taylor, who attacks and will shoot 2. I'm telling you, that to me was another impressive pass on the fly by Keelan Washington eyes to what, at least from this angle, looked like should have been an easy 2.
Yeah, Carey ran the floor, so you figure he's going to be able to catch and just go right up and finish it. Didn't make the clean catch.
Worked out, though, for Ryder. Taylor, a 75% foul shooter, gets the first. .13 now for the senior from Branford, Florida. Xavier Turner with it.
Turner's been quiet here in the second half.
Yeah, no made field goals for the night. All 8 of his points from the line, and he is Manhattan's lead scorer coming in. And a double foul called against Thomas and Waterman. I mean, something had to be called. They both wrestled each other to the floor.
Tell you what, it's hand-to-hand, fist-to-fist combat every time the ball goes on the rim. It has been physical. Good defense by Taylor to hold his ground.
So it's the 3rd on Waterman. And on Thomas, his 3rd as well. Hard to believe Ryder's only been called for 4 fouls here in the second half. Manhattan already over the double bonus limit.
And on the held ball on the double foul. Possession stayed to Ryder, but then they switch it. Next held ball will go to Manhattan.
Taylor. Long rebound, gravity check there. Nobody after it. Nobody on the weak side at all. I mean, even on that simple drive, there is Turner and Washington Ives hand-checking each other the whole way.
That's where Turner, especially in open space, he just puts so much pressure on you because he's so quick. Low to the ground.
And strong, too.
Strong, yeah. He's got good upper body strength. He's a powerful guard.
Foul called before the inbound.
I think the officials heard you say they only had 4 fouls.
Here they come.
Made up for that pretty quickly.
So now 16 fouls against Ryder. That personal was against Jimmy Taylor, so give him 3.
As we said, there was no chance that we weren't going to be celebrating Council's birthday tonight.
The freshman
on air.
Blackwood, New Jersey turns 20 in about 13 minutes. Wilson and Keelan Washington Ives getting frustrated with another foul call. You just got to beat him to the spot, right?
Yeah, that's hard to do when you've got guys like Turner as well as Wilson who are so quick getting to that spot. Now for Wilson, it's always been an adventure at the foul line, although his foul shooting number's way up this year. On the season at 69%.
A young man who wore number 2 his first 2 years in Manhattan, now number 5 the last couple of years. With 7 solid points. He was in the starting lineup to begin the game, but then has come off the bench here in the second half. Eight for Wilson. Turner is replaced by Walker. The hands of Walker so disruptive. Carey, the mid-range jumper.
And that was a tough jumper because he was going over the outstretched hands of the 7'2" Ishmael.
Crawford to the cutting Wilson. Another tight shot.
Yeah.
And again, banks it in.
And that was good defense by Carey. Figured all he had to do was put his arms up and hold his ground. That's a smart double to force the turnover.
Capuano will bring it back out. Ishmael right down the lane.
The old-fashioned pick and roll. And just like that, Manhattan hanging around. Every time it looks like Ryder's got some separation, Manhattan's had an answer.
We are MAAC. Student athletes from MAAC schools meet 3 times a year
to discuss NCAA legislation,
share our school's best practices,
and make a difference
by volunteering in the community.
At the MAAC, our voices are heard.
Though we compete against each other,
we are united,
working towards the common goal of enhancing the student-athlete experience.
We are
MAAC.
Oh, that's lovely.
So graceful.
The corkscrew spin, flawless. His signature move, the Flying Dutchman. Poetry in motion.
And there it is, the baby bird.
Breathtaking.
A sumo wrestler figure skating? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Heather saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
55-49, Ryder holding on to a 6-point lead. With Rob Kennedy, I'm Doug Sherman, and during that last break, let's show you the Life Storage dunk of the game. Came much earlier. Nora will carry off the terrific feed from Washington Ice. It's your life. Store it with care. And Rob, you were just saying as we were coming out of that break, what were they doing with the possession arrow?
Well, they went and changed the possession arrow back to Ryder's possession because I guess what they had said is that on that double foul, Ryder had already rebounded the basketball before the whistle. So they had possession as opposed to balls up in the air, loose ball, where then it would become on the double foul you go to the possession arrow. But instead, they changed it back, so now on the next dead ball, it would be back to Ryder's possession.
I don't think the dinosaur cares.
He has no idea it was even going on. He's got bigger things to worry about. Global warming, a lot going on.
Stevie Jordan, step back three, air ball.
Yeah, not the shot they need.
Well, Wilson has matched his season high. Third time this year he has gone for 10 points. And the man with the basketball now has a career high 4 steals. Solid performance across the board for Manhattan. Aaron Walker Jr. now with a dozen.
And that's why you can't waste the possession on the other side by the forced step back guarded 3 by Stevie Jordan. You just give Manhattan another opportunity. That's the guy that's got to get going.
Off the Taylor miss, it's Walker. And a foul called against the Bronx.
And Ryder just not playing smart the last couple of possessions. Bad shot, bad foul right there.
Second on carry. Jordan to the bench to catch his breath. Xavier Lundy is back on the floor as Aaron Walker Jr. steps to the line. Durham replaces Lundy. Xavier Lundy, a very quiet night for Ryder, only 2 points.
Yeah, he has just not been involved in the ball game. It's one thing you don't score it, then do some other stuff. He's just been no-show so far tonight.
Carey. Ishmael's called for the blocking foul.
And every time he gets whistled, he doesn't think he fouled anybody.
No. What percentage?
Meanwhile, he's a human hack out there.
What percentage of calls in college basketball do the players who committed the foul or are called for the foul agree with it? What percentage do they agree with? Even 50%?
It depends who the player is. Yeah, sometimes guys are like, yeah, I fouled him. But you're right. It's probably less than 50%.
Talking with Vin Parisi, the former assistant coach at Iona, who does some games with us on the MAAC package. He said it's remarkable that when he was an assistant coach at Iona, he was certain, absolutely, positively certain that 6 or 7 times a game we absolutely got a bad whistle. And now that he sits and watches with impartiality, presumably, sitting where we sit, he said maybe once or twice a game.
It really is amazing, and it is hard to referee. As I said, this is a hard game to referee, but it's amazing how many calls they get right.
13 for Waterman. It's a 2-point ball game. Could the 11-seed Manhattan take down the 6th-seeded Ryder Bronx?
Well, they certainly are in a position to make that happen.
Tough pass. Thomas had it go through his hands. 4 to shoot. Thomas gets it back and throws it down.
Oh, nice job by Durham not to panic, despite the fact that the shot clock was winding down. Able to find Thomas. First time Thomas has been aggressive going to the basket in a while. It's where Ryder's got to get some stops. Manhattan's getting stops at the other end. Can the Bronx match him?
Walker for 2.
That's a tough shot by Walker. Jimmy Taylor was in pretty good position defensively. Capuano with the flop. Good no call.
The lob. Too tall for Carey. And Manhattan with the ball with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Well, Ives had a decent idea, just made a bad pass for that alley-oop.
Manhattan's last lead and only lead was 2-0 a minute into the game. Waterman in traffic, ties it up. 58-58.
As we said, Manhattan has had the pace where they've wanted all game long. Now they've also got the momentum where they want.
Carey will head to the line.
Well, Doug, we've talked about the fact that Manhattan's relentless. Putting the ball to the floor, attacking, getting points in the paint, whether it's their guards driving the basketball or guys like Waterman posting up. Good patience to stay with it and then just power through despite the defense.
What did you call Ahmed Ishmael earlier?
Human hack, right?
Yeah, he's just fouled out.
All right, well, lived up to the billing. I tell you what, though, he gave him good energy. Even though it's only 2 points, he gave him some good minutes inside and was a presence out there fighting.
But in his mind, he didn't commit a single foul.
No, 0 for 5. Remember you said what percentage? 0% of his 5 fouls did he think he fouled him. Tell you what, the foul line and foul shooting has bailed Ryder out here tonight. They've certainly gotten plenty of opportunities, but shooting it well above their season percentage.
Carey with a pair of foul shots. 60-58 Ryder, just over 4 minutes to go. Wilson eyes the defense, goes to Crawford. Waterman posting in the mid-post. Instead, Turner puts Manhattan back in front.
As you said, their first lead since 2-0.
Turner's first made bucket of the night makes it 61-60.
Stevie Jordan's been on the bench for a while. He got taken out after that bad step-back 3.
Norval Carey around Waterman for the layup. Ryder back in front.
But when he's got fresh legs and can go attack like that, he's a hard guard.
Let's see what Turner's got. Crawford. He gets the roll, and back and forth we go. Jasper 64, Bronx 62.
And back-to-back three-point shots for Manhattan, who struggled all game long from deep.
Under 3 minutes to go.
Good look.
Wide open 3. Turner bats it to Crawford. And now Manhattan will take a little time. Up 2 as we have reached the witching hour of midnight. Happy birthday, Naquan Council.
Now he's hoping he gets a win for his birthday.
If they can extend the season, Manhattan would stay. The winner of this game will be around at least until Saturday when they will play Iona.
How about the play by Capuano?
And then he's fouled by Keelan Washington Ives. I think that's the 5th steal. Yeah, that's the 5th steal for Thomas Capuano.
Now Manhattan Jaspers have been fighting their way back into this ball game the entire night. The Relentless keep coming at you. Can't buy a three-point basket throughout the first half. They've gotten a couple here to get the lead.
coming down the stretch.
There's one state that has more ski mountains to choose from than any other in the country. And that's not the only thing you can only find in New York State. You can find it all, only in New York. New York, it's all here. It's only here. Plan your winter getaway at iloveny.com.
It's knowing that you will always compete against the best, while making you become the best that you can be. It's about joining a family with a storied history, where athletics and academics are held to the highest of standards. It's about creating the future leaders of tomorrow, all with the focus on one goal: graduation. It's the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Oh, yes. There you go. Little dribble drive.
Feel the intensity of NCAA March Madness.
That's a three.
You've got to see it to believe it. The 2017 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship first and second rounds. March 16th and 18th at the Key Bank Center in Buffalo. Visit ncaa.com/MBB tickets for your seats today.
Manhattan 64, Rider 62, just over 2 minutes left in this final first round game of the MAAC championships. Kevin Baggett on the right, and there he is, Steve Masiello on the left. These two head coaches, both very familiar with the MAAC tournament. Masiello has been a part of 4 of Manhattan's 5 MAAC championships, twice as an assistant under Bobby Gonzalez, and twice as a head coach. And then Coach Baggett has been part of this Rider team for a long, long time. 7 years as an assistant under Don Harnum and Tommy Dempsey, and now in his 5th year as head coach of the Bronx.
And Doug, as you were just mentioning, the 5th steal on the game for the guy at the line, making an impact. Actually, he's got 6 steals here now, and Manhattan's got 13. Here's a good stat for you. Steve Masiello's time at Manhattan, they're 38-7 when they've got 10 or more steals. And they're well above that 10 steal mark here tonight with 13.
2 minutes.
And Stevie Jordan's still on the bench.
Thomas playing big in the paint that time.
There's where Ryder's got to lock down and get something going defensively. But clearly Kevin Baggett was not happy with Stevie Jordan's shot selection, and I think his reaction when he took him out of the ballgame. Remember that Stevie Jordan was suspended for 4 games earlier this season. And sometimes you got to make sure that young guys understand that it's not just about them, it's about the rest of the team.
Shot clock under 10 for Walker. Into traffic. Strong move again. And the foul against Rider.
And he was not going to be denied. He was going to get to the rim one way or the other. There's the crossover on Durham. Little contact early, and he just keeps coming at you.
And so Durham gets his second. As we saw in the back end of that replay, gave him left post whistle shove there.
Walker not a great foul shooter, just 61% on the season. This is that first.
He is 50% tonight, 3 out of 6. Rider down 2, 1:20 to go. Thomas gets the bounce.
And that's where he was aggressive. We saw a couple of times earlier in the second half where he caught it into post and just got rid of it. Kicked it back out. That time, being the senior leader you want that last shot.
I think it has something to do with the guy who's defending him now, Waterman, as opposed to the 7'2" Ishmael. He didn't seem to want to have anything to do with the taller defender. Walker, Wilson, Waterman. Well short. Out of bounds, Manhattan ball.
The officials will go confirm that indeed the basketball will be Manhattan's. Gives both coaches an opportunity to set stuff up without having to call a timeout.
I want to make sure I did see it right. They did signal initially Manhattan, Rob?
Yes, I believe so.
Huh.
Well, we had one of those in the last ball game that it's hard to figure out who it went off of. Matter of fact, in the end of the Canisius Marist game, we had 2 reviews on similar plays to this. There's Brian Dorsey. There's the signal that it was Manhattan's basketball.
And I've yet to see anything on those replays to make me think they're going to overrule it. They will keep it where they had it.
Brian Dorsey, one of the top officials in the country. Last year he was the alternate at the Final Four. So now with this stoppage, Steve Masiello got to set up exactly what he wanted on the baseline out of bounds. On look for dribble penetration. That's what's worked best for him. Their guards putting the ball to the floor and getting into the lane. Looks like we're going to have a high ball screen coming against Walker. Here we go.
Walker goes right for the lead. Jasper's up 2. 17 seconds to go.
Well, you're right. The high ball screen was to the left. He saw the defense trying to jump to that ball screen. Beat him to his strong hand.
Washington eyes with 8 seconds. Jimmy Taylor for the lead. 4 seconds to go. Here comes Turner to the bucket. He beats the buzzer.
John Gaffney signaled no basket. Gaffney signaled no basket, but they will go to the monitor. They will go to the monitor to see who wins this ball game.
Wow.
Jimmy Taylor on a tough guarded three-point shot to get Ryder the lead. But Turner with his quickness, was he quick enough to get it off in time?
No.
John Gaffney got it right with the naked eye.
Indeed he did.
I tell you what, I wasn't sure that he did get it right, but that's why he, one of the best officials in the country. You see Ryder celebrating because they saw the replay on the big monitor up top. What Steve Masiello's saying right now, he wants to make sure that on that made field goal by Jimmy Taylor, that the clock stopped and that they did not have an issue. Clearly this was in his hands. That ball wasn't out.
No doubt. There are other questions from the officials going on as well.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out if indeed Jimmy Taylor's shot was a 3 or a 2.
Okay.
They wanted to make sure that they got a look at that. Well, here's Jimmy Taylor's. Ooh, that was closer than I thought.
Ooh.
Wow, we got a lot of different things going on here. Now Steve Masiello.
Isn't that funny?
Yep. He's excited over there because he thinks that Jimmy Taylor's foot may have been on the line.
Wow. How about the twists and turns with no game action going on?
Oh.
Boy. I don't know if that's conclusive.
No, I'm not.
And you know,
I'm not positive there.
Live from our angle, I wasn't sure.
No, because it was behind here. I just thought in the excitement that it was a 3, but Boy, those are a lot of different sequences going, huh? How about the range of emotion for both these teams?
Wow.
If you're Ryder, you think you hit a 3 to go on. You're down by 2, nothing going on. You raise up, take a tough shot. Maybe not the best shot. The only thing that was good about that shot is Jimmy Taylor took it.
The officials looking in again just to make sure, because somebody's season could end right here. And so Zane Waterman, hoping that the season is not over, the night is not over, grabs a basketball and starts getting shots up just in case. And it's just a waiting game. Boy, what a range of emotion. Kevin Baggett just watching replays up on the Jumbotron like everybody else.
And boy, on both angles that we've seen. And now the officials want to see that angle that we just showed. If in the truck we can bring that back, and they want to see whether or not we can zoom in to see whether or not his foot was on the line. And again, from that angle, I can't, it's from behind, so it's really hard to tell whether or not his foot's on the line. Tell you what, there was some contact on that. That is it. Tell you what, one way or the other, whether it forced overtime or won the ball game, that is a big-time shot by Jimmy Taylor.
Yeah.
The two senior leaders, Khalil Thomas and Jimmy Taylor, have scored the last 2 buckets for Ryder.
Looks like we may have a decision. Are they going to take a point off the board, and are we going to go to overtime?
I think so. Although I tell you what, I'm not positive. Because they signaled it as a 3. Well, no. Well, the Ryder cheerleaders are celebrating, maybe a little prematurely. So I think the officials are just trying to make sure, is there one other angle that they can see the foot and the line? And remember, they've got 2 different systems that they're looking at. And ball game's over.
Season over for Manhattan. Ryder survives and advances in an incredible finish to the night.
Talk about surviving. Not only did they have to survive the game, not only did they have to survive the plays on the floor,
wow,
they had to survive 2 replays. The replay as to whether or not Turner got the shot off in time, which clearly he did not, and then the review to figure out whether or not Jimmy Taylor's last field goal was a 3 or not. And I'll tell you what, if they had called it a 2 in the game situation, it would have stayed a 2.
Yeah.
I think, because I don't think we saw definitively either way as to whether or not indeed his foot was behind the line.
I agree. All right, we'll take a break, catch our breath. Come back, Rob's going to go out. We'll hear from the winning coach and our Geico player of the game. Ryder survives in advance to face Iona in the quarterfinals. 69-68 our final. So our quarterfinal field is set for the 2017 MAAC Championships as Ryder, upon review, has defeated Manhattan 69-68. The Bronx will play in Saturday's 7 o'clock quarterfinal against Iona. And let's go over to Rob Kennedy now with the winning coach.
All right, Kevin, and I guess it was worth the wait, huh?
It was well worth the wait now that we know that we got the win. Again, Jimmy Taylor took us off the hook. Another senior guy that just wants us to continue playing. He's done it all year long for us, and I'm happy that he was the guy to make the shot for us.
And have you ever been involved with a game where you've got 2 replays? Talk about the range of emotion. When you guys saw on the Jumbotron that clearly the ball was still in Turner's hands, you're all excited, and then, oh, wait, we got to make sure that Jimmy's shot was a 3. Talk about the range of emotions there.
Oh, it was up and down. I had no idea. I got excited one time, then I said, you know what, I'm just going to wait till they make the final ruling, and then I'm just happy for our guys.
All right, and the guy that bailed you out, Jimmy Taylor, did you think it was a 3 when it left your hand?
I was hoping it was a 3 when it left my hands. I was just trying to make sure I just got a shot up. That was all. I was just thankful that it was a 3.
And you got to like the way that Coach has the confidence in you seniors. The play before, Khalil Thomas was able to score it inside. You guys made the last 2 baskets. That's what you expect from your seniors. What were you thinking on that last possession as the clock was starting to wind down? Really didn't look like much was going for you guys offensively.
Yeah, down the stretch, we want to make sure we get the balls in our senior hands. And then when it came down to that last play, I just wanted to make sure I just did my 1 dribble pull-up, something that I worked on. I got a good look at the rim, and then it went in.
And certainly survive in advance. You survived, as we said, not just the game, but the reviews. How important is it for you guys to be able to get a night's rest here now? You don't turn around and play tomorrow. You get that extra day to try and get ready for Iona.
Yeah, we definitely going to need this day out just to rest and just get focused off Iona because they're a good team. They're going to be pushing the ball up and down the floor. So we just got to make sure we use tomorrow to get ready for that.
All right, congratulations. Terrific shot there.
Yeah, thank you. All right, see y'all.
Wow. In a game not soon to be forgotten, we have put the first day of the 2017 MAAC Championships into the books with an epic Ryder victory over Manhattan upon double review, 69-68 the final. And they will go on to face Iona in the quarterfinal round. So we, the crew, the fans, the coaches, the administrators, chance to catch the breath, and we'll come back and do it all again tomorrow. Our last first-round game, 69-68 Ryder. Join us actually later today, March 3rd, for a quarterfinal match between top seed Monmouth and Niagara. And be sure to join us all weekend and catch all the action of the 2017 MAAC Basketball Championships right here on the ESPN networks. For Rob Kennedy and our entire crew, I'm Doug Sherman saying so long from Albany, New York.